Hello and welcome or welcome back. My name is Carrie and this is my first ever monthly wrap up. In March, I started this little program that I created called Seeds of Manifestation, or Psalms. And the Psalms have 5 different categories where I'm like singing to my chakras and getting stuff done and having a good time at the same time. That was the plan. I'm going to let you know how that went. It went pretty good, actually. It went well. So I'll show you the readings that I got for each of the categories. I didn't actually do a reading for this one. In March I did, but I did not for April. But the others I have readings. Some things worked, some didn't, and some things are just going better than expected. So yeah, let's start with the first category, which is Psalms of Sage. But before I forget, these came in today and I want to show you these bags. These are my first Crystal Haven bags. It's big enough to hold Queer Crow Death Magic. So I thought, even though I made it a box, I thought it needed a bag too. It's like I want to dress up this deck or something. I don't know. I really love this one. They were coming from the UK, I believe, right? So it took a while and I figured I might as well order more than one, since who knows if anyone will ship anything to us shortly. So gorgeous. Love them. Insides are nice. Look at that. Very well done. Yep. Pretty. I like the beads. Those are great. Okay. So I have herbs in my tea. I have mugwort tea right now because mugwort, if you watched my creating the Psalms thing, you'll see that I had made like a chair. The decks are my choir, and the choir helped me like sing at a better vibration. That's my silly idea behind it. And I'm going to pull 1 card a month, maybe even less, from this Botanicals deck. What is the name of it? Someone that you can't, yes, Botanicals deck. Literally, it's called Botanicals deck. Let me show you just in case. There you go. This one. So this is mugwort. And I had told myself that I was going to work on experimenting with teas and herbs more, since I am studying to be an herbalist and I'm not someone who really drinks too much tea, at least not like really experimenting and seeing how I feel when I consume it. I love how in my school it's an online program, Chestnut School of Herbal Medicine. I think it's great. They said, a lot of people don't like mugwort by itself because it's kind of bitter. I was in the garden, so I have dirty fingernails. I love it by itself. So I love it by itself. At first I was putting other stuff in there, but no, it's really good by itself. So I only had tea and tincture. I think this is the last day of the month. And I was like, oh, I haven't had it in a while, so I need to have it. I think I had tea 3 times and tincture twice. So better than nothing. But I would like to make this a more regular routine, but I'm jumping ahead. So that was how I brought a little mugwort into my life. And the intention or keyword for mugwort was intuition. So that like kind of did tie things together when it comes to like what I was working on. Okay, so April 1st, I pulled my monthly envelope, and the reading I got for that, so that is counting in my Psalms of Sage. I do have to say, like, what did I do? I did 5 calm meditations through the month. I had 2 drum sessions, which I hadn't been playing my drum like at all. And we had a really dry winter and I needed to like moisturize my drum. So I did that and oiled my drum, and it feels so much better and sounds so much better. So I did 2 like really good drum sessions. Felt great. Need to do that more often. And I really spent a good amount of time with my monthly and moon readings, and I started a spirit focused book, so we'll look at all that stuff. What I didn't really do was death doula exercises. I really thought I was going to jump into that, but I pulled 2 cards, and I was just, both of those cards that I pulled didn't lead me to like the rituals and meditations and stuff that are in the back of the book, like most of the cards do. So I just took it really as okay, we don't have to do that right now. So April's monthly cards. were, okay, look, seeds of manifestation. So in March, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm practicing it for March, but like, we're really gonna go full force in April. That was the plan. And then I pull this on April 1st, spirals of manifestation. I'm like, okay, that sounds cohesive. Owl awareness, the hermit. So this is Witch Sister. This is, oh gosh, the Wild and Sacred Feminine deck. And this is Sacred Rebels deck. And this is Mysteries of the Black Madonna. Okay, so that was my reading. Spirals of Manifestation with Owl Awareness and the Hermit, and Ace of Wells, so Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Skies, which is the Ace of Swords. And yeah, I had this on my whiteboard all month so I can see it. I journaled a couple times about it. It's in my phone, so I can't really look at it, but what did I get from it? Let's see what I pulled out of it. So what I got out of this was you're aware and it's time to go inward, which I did need to go inward. And what I need to be pulling out is compassion for myself and for others. And really with that compassion, with that love and self-love, look at where do I really want to spend my time? What do I want to do? What do I want to create? Get some clarity around that. And this was really, it kind of really set the tone for the month. And I felt it was a beautiful reading. So I really enjoyed this. And tomorrow I can't wait to open my May cards. Okay, so that was my monthly reading. And then, so when the full moon came, I opened my monthly card there, my full moon card. And I got Hecate. That is how I'm going to pronounce it. I know everybody pronounces it different ways. Hecate. Hecate? I think that's how I'm pronouncing it. So Magic and Crossroads. I didn't have time on that day to like do the reading that is in the book. The guidebook has a 4-card spread for this particular goddess. And so on the day that I pulled this, I was like, oh, that's interesting because I've really been called to this energy. And I pulled my Circle of Doors deck and asked if this is this the energy that I'm feeling? Like, is this the right energy for me to work with? And I got 3 of Keys, Doorway, Crossroads, Doorways, and Ace of Keys, Illumination. So I took that as a yes, this is a good path to go down. Let's try this. And I thought I should get a book about Hecate, whatever her name is, that energy. I thought I should get a book. And then I thought, let me look on my bookshelf. Maybe I have a book. And I did. So I've started this. I am only on chapter 2. I also have the other book. So the garden one. So Entering Hecate's Cave, and then I think something about Hecate's Garden is the other book by the same author. And yeah, it's been nice. I want to put more emphasis on ritual and like magic. And this is a good place for me to be. So that was what I got as just, is this a good energy for these cards? And then when I did the reading, I used the same deck, the Circle of Doors deck. And it was very interesting. It was a very similar reading I got to something. I had done most of the trail. I had been home for a month, January to February. I went back out on trail. And before I went back out on trail to finish the last 641.4 miles, I did a reading with my Wild Unknown. And I got 3 queens in that reading. And in this one, I got 3 magas and a ace. So let's see. The first question was magic I'm not seeing. What magic in my life am I not seeing? Rebel, Maga of Keys. And what can I do to hone my magical gifts? And I got Maga of Knives, Heroine. And what is my strength as a magical being? And that was Ace of Cups, Ecstasy. And then what should I focus on right now? Maga of Cups, poet. And so I feel like this is 2 messages in one. So it's like fire, swords, cups. You know, I'm pretty earth-based. I just had my Taurus birthday. I'm an earth girl, I'm a pentacles girl, and I need to bring these other energies into my life. And like, it's funny because I got the Ace of Cups with this, and I got in my monthly reading. Remember, I had in the Mysteries of the Black Madonna, I had the Ace of Holy Wells. So I am a lover. I love to love, and I just want everybody to love each other. I'm feeling kind of down about the way things are right now, but feeling down isn't going to make anything better, and I just need to find the love. So this was a beautiful reading as well. So yeah, both my monthly and my moon envelopes were like great, really good this month. And then just the other night, I had decided, I'm like, I'm going to go to bed early. Getting to bed before my bedtime is a goal that I only accomplished 3 times this month, but the other night was one of them. And I have a little bag, a little quilted bag, and I have a wooden tray that I make the inserts for, like a spread cloth, so that I could like take my bag with some decks and some books and then go to the bed and have all the things I want with my little flat service. Maybe I want to play a little free cell kind of thing. So I was deciding, I went to grab this book. I didn't, this card is up here on my altar. And I went to pull this book out. I pulled it out and I'm like, do I want to read? Like, no, I want to do a reading. And I had the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck with me. So I pull this out and shuffle and shuffle and shuffle. And I'm thinking about this energy, and I wanted more clarification. I'm like, is this really the energy that's calling to me? And I get Anima Mundi, which Hecate is called Anima Mundi in this book. And I'm like, all right. It's a yes. That's a yes. And never mind, like, look how beautiful these look together. So these have been on my altar, and they will be until I open the May full moon envelope. Which, thanks to a riffle in time, I have this little cheat sheet of when the new moons and the full moons are this year. So May 12th is the next full moon. So yeah, I'm working on this energy. I'm working on reading this book, and it's been really lovely. I really like it. Okay, so that was the Psalms of Sage category. Then we get into the Psalms of Intuition. So I did journal my readings and a couple other readings, but like not much. I didn't even put a dot down on it, honestly. So we're just going with, that's okay. I did no creative play. Well, today I'd made an arrangement with my roses. Was that creative play? I didn't put dots down. I didn't do any writing exercises. Reading for fun. Check. I have been reading like crazy. It's been awesome. I was an avid reader. I read so much, starting as a small kid. Like when I could read, I started reading. I started going to the library and like having armfuls of books. Lots of I was reading Stephen King at 10 years old, right? So big reader. And then I got really sick in 2012, and it affected my eyes and made them like really dry. And I am pretty much over that thanks to my hormone replacement. It really helps. But I had gotten in the habit after I recovered, but my eyes hadn't fully recovered. I would work all day and have to look at a computer, pediatric dietitian. I had a little laptop, and I couldn't make the medical records that we had to use. Like I couldn't make the font big, right, and functional. So it was just a strain on my eyes all day. And I basically stopped reading for fun at that time. And I read a book here and there, but very few. Last year, I read 4 books the entire year for fun. I read a lot about herbalism. I'm reading my textbooks basically, but haven't been reading for fun. 4 books last year. So this year I've already read 1, 2, 3. 3, and we're working on, and an audiobook. So yeah, pretty good. Okay, so Psyche was my moon goddess, excuse me, in March. So I had this book on my shelf, and I have had it for like, I don't know, 6 months or something. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to read this. So I finished this on April 1st. I still had like a good chunk to read. So I was like, okay, I got to get this done. I wanted this to be done in March. So this counts for April because I did finish it April 1st. This is Luna McNamara's first novel. She is a social worker living in Boston. She holds a master's degree from Harvard University with a focus on women and gender in world religions and has studied ancient Greek language and philosophy. Psyche and Eros is her first novel. It was really good. Good job, Luna. So I enjoyed it. It is written so that like each chapter is either from Psyche's perspective or from Eros's perspective. And it was really enjoyable. So I loved this. Strongly recommend. I had this from the library. Okay, so I had A Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher. I have never read any of her stuff before. I had it from the library. It was in the section of, you know, get it while it's hot. You can't put holds on these and you can't renew it because everybody wants it. So that section of the library, this was sitting there. I grabbed it because I was still reading Psyche and Eros. I only had like a couple days left of this hold or loan. And I was like into the book then. I got pretty into it pretty quickly. And I was like, dang it. I have to return the book to the library. Somebody else is waiting for it. So I just went and bought it. And of course, it's a new book. So it was only hardback. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was kind of, the sorceress is not a good human being. And she has a little girl. And she just treats her like garbage. So I felt seen. I don't know. I really related with the main character is what I'm saying here. So this was good. And I have started Life Hacks for a Little Alien by Alice Franklin. I think this is also her first novel. It is. And her debut novel. And it's super cute. And it's about a girl who is pretty, you know, her parents don't give her much attention and she's autistic, like for sure, but they don't know that. Nobody's treating her for anything. And she gets into a really fixated on something she saw in a late night documentary called the Voynich manuscript. And it's a real thing. It's a real thing. And it's pretty cool. So I'm reading this. I'll have this done before I have to return it to the library. And I went and visited my daughter who works at a used bookstore. So I bought a couple more books by a different author, but it's about other, you know, well, he wasn't a god, right? But he was a human who is, we'll find out. I don't know that much. My daughter would know more. So looking forward to reading those. I also grabbed this book. I can't remember whose channel. I think it was Mystic in the Woods recommended this. Cassandra, When Women Are the Storytellers, Cassandra Speaks, excuse me. When Women Are the Storytellers, the Human Story Changes by Elizabeth Lesser. So looking forward to that book as well. Loaded. I got even more books. I have, I didn't have all of the Stephen King, the 8 books in the series, The Dark Tower. It's 7 plus a bonus book. So I didn't have the 8 books, and now I do. So I bought the missing ones. And what else? Okay, so Mugwort Tea. I'm having it for the 3rd time right now this month. Tons of reading for fun. Tons of reading for fun in the bath, which was great. Okay, so this I didn't pull a cards for at all. For skill, I did pull 1 set of cards. So Iha of Earth with Prudence and Valor, Trust and Rest, Face Your Fears. So Iha of Earth is the princess or page, right, of Earth. And right, she's building a fence. And this is about having like in the guidebook, like having a beginner's mindset and being flexible. And I feel like it's being flexible, but while at the same time creating boundaries for yourself, which was my purpose with this whole program, was giving myself some structure to work from, to actually have a focus and get things done. Prudence is the 8 of Pentacles or 8 of Discs, and Valor is the 7 of Wands. And I actually pulled this book. I haven't used this tarot deck very much. It's beautiful. I love it. I'm looking forward to using it. But I'm trying to, I don't have a lot of time to do readings all the time. But the book I pulled to look at these a little bit more. And of course, I always pull out my Herb Crafter's Tarot guidebook when I'm using that. And let's see, you have Earth, return to a beginner's path, lighthearted as a blossom, grounded as a sheltering tree. Be flexible as you build your future. I think this was just really perfect for what I'm going through right now. Trust and rest and facing your fears. So being brave and like doing hard things, and at the same time taking time to think about what is the next step. I don't have to jump into things. So this was a lovely reading for the month of April. Really enjoyed it. I really like this combination together. And then let's see, what did I achieve this month? In that area, skills area, I barely studied. I went back and looked at everything about seed propagation because that's what I was doing. We had 10 cubic yards of soil delivered in the front yard, and we had to get it to the backyard. We still do not have a fence. We were supposed to build the fence one weekend. Oh my God, we learned we were older than we thought, and it was harder than we thought. So we did not get the fence built. Then we had a rain, and then like bad rain, like we weren't going to be out there working in the pouring rain and thunderstorms. And then last weekend we were like, okay, we've got to get this fence going, because right now all my seedlings, they're out there right now, but they've been coming inside every night and being inside with under grow lights and with heat pads underneath them. And, we're getting a very late start. And I just have to give myself grace for that. Last weekend, I wanted to build the fence and I had vertigo. I have never had vertigo, but Thursday and Friday, like I'd go to roll over in bed and in my head, I was like still rolling. And then Saturday, like I almost fell down standing up from the toilet, and I had all day long, I had to keep grabbing onto things, because I was so dizzy. So we still have no garden. I made 4 videos. I filmed, edited, and uploaded 4. And then today, this one will be done editing and I'll put it up tomorrow. So happy with that. And I have gotten some things done. So yeah, I'm all right with it. I also made, I made some tea, garden tea. So I have some henbane weeds basically, but it's also medicine growing. I trimmed back my roses. They did have powdery mildew, and I used neem oil, and over the course of April, multiple times I sprayed them and, cut them back a whole bunch, and they're doing so much better. So I made tea with the rose that I clipped off, the henbane, and I had dandelions in the yard. So that all is now fermenting in a bucket. So I'm just going to leave it open in a bucket for a while. And then the water from that is nutrients for my garden. So I have been getting some things done. We had to move a ton of rocks to keep our dog from going under the shed. Like, things have gotten done. Would I have liked more to be done in this area? Absolutely. But I'm so proud of all the other areas that I'm okay with it. Okay, so the village is about relationships and community connections. I drove down to see my daughter. I haven't seen her since Thanksgiving, so it was absolutely time. So spent a few nights with her and her boyfriend. We had Catan. We did 2 games of Catan. She had to go out to work. Like, I was down there on one day and we spent the day together, and then the next day she had to work 10 hours. So I went and got a really good hike in Grayson Highlands, beautiful, tons of ponies. Oh my gosh, there were so many ponies and lots of backpackers, and even got to give trail magic to a thru hiker, which always makes my day. So if I'm going out to the trail, I'm going to typically have extra snacks, extra electrolytes, even maybe a cooler with like beers and Coca-Colas and things like that. I can't drink beer because I'm gluten-free, so I always have some gluten-free hard seltzer just in case, right? And I will put them in my cooler in my backpack and go hiking with that extra weight. It helps me train. And then if I see a hiker on a mountain, it is the best thing to be like, hey, you want a beer or a soda? Oh my gosh. You don't understand when you're hiking like hundreds of miles to have someone just deliver a cold beverage to you on top of a mountain. It is the best. I love doing it. So much fun. So I did really great in my village area. My husband and I went out for 2 dates. We have another date coming up this weekend. We're going to see Jon Stewart. Actually texted some friends, reached out to people. And then we went to our Congresswoman's town hall meeting. That was awesome. Wish we didn't have to, but I guess I shouldn't have made it to this, being this old and never have gone to a town hall meeting before. So I guess it was overdue. Let's see, what else? And we have a really great it's still trauma, church. My husband and I are trying to decide what we can call it because we're not comfortable with church. It is like fully non-denominational. We went to like a 6-hour, these are the programs we have here, and this is how we do things here. And people are all over the spectrum there. There are people that are, have no spirituality. They just want community. There's private groups, like groups that are away from the main stuff that's going on. If you want to focus, there's like a Judaism group and there's a Christian group. There was a pagan group, but I guess it fell apart. Maybe we can get it going again. So we'll see. It was great. I'm so happy because it's very welcoming. It's really like a loving community, and I just miss singing with people. So those are my plans. There's meditation groups. There's a writing group. At some point they'll form another women's group, but they're kind of full right now. And they also have choir. I really want to sing with other people on a regular basis. So yeah, I'm excited. And the decks, I did change my decks for this. I was using Inner Child. That was the wrong choice. I changed to the Quiet Rebel Oracle with Rosebud. This was the first card I pulled. So I've only done like 2 official readings from this, but I've been playing with the deck and playing with pairs and all that stuff. But this guy keeps popping out. Find your inner truth. Find your truth, inner guidance with the Fool, the Youth, and Curiosity of Air. So curiosity is my word of the year. Just trying to be curious about things. And this was just absolutely perfect for spending the day with people and, being able to talk about what I feel is right for me. It's been just beautiful. So this was a lovely reading, and I'm glad. Yeah, these are great cards. So I haven't decided what my cards are going to be for March yet, but I'm not really ready to change them. I think we're just going to leave them as is. Although I definitely want to encourage myself to do like an intuition reading. So I think I'm going to do, I like Queer Crow Death Magic with the Crow and Dirt Gems. Like those 3 together might be a really good combo for that intuition reading. We'll see. Okay, so the last category is agility. So that is health and wellness. I did take my multivitamin through March pretty well, and April, I fell off, but for a good reason. So I take a bunch of supplements at night. Like magnesium is every night, but I'll have other minerals like every other night. So I add in iron and zinc, that kind of stuff. And then the other every other night is my fat soluble things. But my multivitamin, I've just been not great at taking it. However, I also haven't been great at taking my thyroid hormone replacement. In fact, I've been really terrible at it, except for this month. Because of this, I was like, all right, we've got to really work on that. So the multivitamin got moved to the side a little because I can't take my multivitamin at the same time as my thyroid pill. I thought, let's try putting it right next to the bed. That was okay, but I get up before my husband, and so now it sits on top of my coffee maker so that when I get up in the morning to turn the coffee maker on, I just automatically pick up my thyroid medicine, and it's been working great. I think I've missed 2 days, and I didn't fully forget. It was just too late in the day for me to then take it later. So I think that's a total win. I have taken, I think, four baths that I put dots down for, but I think I actually had more than that. I think I just missed a couple baths. I went to 2 in-person yoga classes, and we've been paying for the gym, but we haven't been going. So that was good. And I'm going to one tomorrow. First hot yoga in a long time. So I'm excited about that. I got 6 dog walks in the woods. And honestly, it was probably more than 6. I don't think I put a dot down every time that we walked in the woods. And then I had 2 really good hikes out on the Appalachian Trail when I was down visiting my daughter. Plus I went 3 times, but one of them was the very end of March. So 2 times in April, I went to the same place. And it's like a really steep incline so that I can get a really good workout in not that many miles, but it's also a beautiful summit like on the AT. So that was good. Strength routine, I only did 1 time. I hit my bedtime 3 times. So this is all progress because I wasn't going to bed early at all. So I wasn't going to yoga at all. Strength routine, I only did 1. So that is definitely something I need to work on more, but love it. And the cards that I use for this were so helpful. So this is the Energy Archaeology Oracle, and this is the Hyde Tarot. And I got allowing. I actually pulled 4 cards from this. One of them was March, so 3 of them were in April. Twice I got allowing. So the first time it was with the Knight of Cups, and this time it was with the 6 of Cups, which is, I have been working on this. So because I got this card twice, I was like, okay, it's true. I feel like tension in my jaw. I feel like there's things I need to say that I'm not saying. And that's not healthy for me. So I've been doing a lot of lion's pose. You know, when you like, you open your mouth really wide and you stick your tongue out like you're trying to lick your chin. And you make crazy eyes. Like, it's really good for your jaw. It really releases. So I've been doing that a lot. It feels great. And then just going to, even though this is for my body, you know, feeling my body as something I have to really practice. And this helped me like share something that felt like this rock somewhere in my body that needed to be dissolved. And I shared it the other day, and it just speaking my truth. Oh my gosh, it felt so incredibly good. So I love this deck very, very much, or this combination. Excuse me. Okay. Then I had set myself up for being a no buy April. That is not what happened. Oh my gosh. So I said it was going to be a no buy April. And then when I made plans to go down and see my daughter, like I knew, like she works at a used bookstore, and they take oracle decks and actually give people a decent amount. Some bookstores do not. So if I see something, I'm going to buy it. So I already talked about this in the Show Us Your Decks VR, and really enjoying. I haven't used it yet, but I enjoy it. I like it. I'm excited to work with it. It has the Maiden, Mother, Guardian, Crone energies, basically like 4 suits. And I still want to cut the borders off, but also want to not cut the borders off until I really want to cut the borders off. So I got this for $3, and how could I not? So really look forward to working with this one. This was a total impulse, like 0 thought was put into it. I saw it on someone's channel. It was Sarah at Cedar Moon Witch, And I was like, oh my God, that's beautiful. Oh my gosh, that would help so much. Like, I think that's perfect. I would love it. And I had looked for stuff I needed for the yard and garden stuff. And I looked at 3 stores. I went to 2 like local nurseries and then 1 big box store, and I could not find one I needed. So I had to go online and buy it from someone I'm trying to buy less from. And I literally just put this in my cart without even, it was no thought. It was just automatic. So then I was like, okay, you weren't not supposed to buy anything this April. And I just put it on my windowsill and I opened it for my birthday. It is beautiful. I'm sure you've seen it. That was the card I got the other day. It is so gorgeous. I am queen. Yeah, I love them. So I didn't mean to, but it's okay. I'm glad I got it. I have to do a little play. I did a play the other night, and honestly, I can't even remember what I was playing with and matching them with. It's so beautiful. The backs, excuse me, I have hiccups. The gold gilding, like the gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I don't know. It's the colors. It's so beautiful. So yeah, I have to do a playing with pairs again and actually remember who I liked matching it with. If you have this, who are you matching it with? And then I didn't buy this, but it was kind of cheating because my husband will buy me whatever I want. And I just texted him like this image and I was like, you should buy me this. You should buy me this because I'm on a no buy month. And he did. And I just started reading the book. It's super cute. I only have 1 other Lenormand deck. I mean, it was my birthday. Come on. I only have 1 other Lenormand deck, and it is The Paper Oracle by Eric Mal. If I'm saying that right. I love everything Monica Badursky makes, so I don't love the gold gilding, but I think it's fine. But it's also, it is a big size, so I kind of want to trim this down, but I can only go so far because I don't want to lose the number or the name. But yeah, I've started reading the book. I like the way she introduces you to the cards, and I always love her reflective questions. So I'm going to use this deck to help me learn Lenormand. I love the shadowy haunted mansion vibes. I love it. Ooh. So, yeah, I in the bath the other day, I was reading the guidebook. And those are the decks that came in, even though it was supposed to be a no-buy month. Okay, so plans for the month. I know I have to establish like a lunchtime or something routine to get that multivitamin in. Tomorrow is May 1st. I will be opening my monthly envelope and like doing something on that. I would like to do more meditations. I did what I said, 5 guided meditations. I would like to do more, and I really want to spend some time like just maybe with some music or drumming on and just quietly meditating without being guided, just, you know, maybe asking for guidance, but not having like the Calm app on. And then definitely want to pull some cards for this category. And yeah, I'm going to keep doing the same thing because it's been working pretty well. I do need specific goals here. I also need to get a passport photo because I need my passport with my new name on it. Yeah, that's adulting stuff that absolutely needs to get done. And yeah, that was my month of April. It went really well. I had a good birthday, and next week we really get to celebrate because we go to see Jon Stewart. I'm so excited. That's my month. Tell me about what decks you're working with. And yeah, if you use this, what do you pair it with? I haven't even begun to play. I'm assuming I'm going to pair it with this, actually. But yeah, if you pair it with something different and dark and cool, let me know. All right, everyone, that was my month. and I will talk to you soon. Oh, wait, I didn't tell you the most exciting thing that happened today. So I did tell you I started filming this earlier, but I didn't have time. And the reason I didn't have time is because, all right, I was like, I went to yoga in the morning, and then I came home and I'm like, okay, I've got to get my seedling trays outside into the sun. And then I needed to get up here and film. But as I'm grabbing the seedlings, there are windows downstairs that are like behind hedges. So it's like a half in the ground, half basement, half not a basement kind of thing. So the windows are not very big, but I see there's 2 mockingbirds. And I've seen these brown thrashers, brown thrashers. And they have a really long tail, like they're just beautiful. And I've seen them outside my office window a couple of times. So they're out there and I can see them. They don't know I'm there. I'm watching them. And they're like pecking around. And then I see one pecked around in the ground, found something, and then fed it to its baby bird that is living in my roses. And I am like, oh my goodness. So I'm like, I got to get my camera because I love mockingbirds. They are like, I love all the birds, but mockingbirds especially, they seem to like be following me a lot. And I'm always trying to whistle the same tune to try to get the mockingbird to include my song into their song. That would like, oh my God, if that could happen, that would be great. So I see the mockingbird, I go get my camera, I start filming, you know, I have to like climb on a chair, open the window real quietly so that the window and the screen aren't in the way of me trying to get the bird. And I want to see one of the parents like feeding the baby. That is my goal. So I'm filming and nothing's really happening and I can see the baby, but you know, there's shrubbery and grasses and the broken old wine barrel that the shrub that the roses are growing out of, and the baby bird is like behind that. So I can see that he's moving around or she's moving around, but I can't really, I'm not getting anything. And as I'm waiting and waiting, I'm like, I'm just going to wait. I know mom and dad are going to come back, right, and feed the baby bird. So I'm waiting and waiting, and I'm just holding the camera, like sitting on the windowsill. And I see one of the neighborhood cats. It's an orange and white cat who's very well fed. I don't know who he belongs to, but is often in the shed in the backyard. There's pollen on the inside of the shed because there's just an open door. And little kitty cat prints, and I see that cat coming out of there often in the mornings when I get up early. And so the cat is like stalking and about to get this baby bird. And I like try to come through the window to stop this from happening. And then the cat does run away. I had to come out. I was hissing at the cat. It wasn't working. So I finally, you know, got the cat to run away. And I run out and grab a broom and like go to the front yard. And now I'm like, okay, committed. So I'm sitting in the front yard for like a half an hour. Like, what am I supposed to do? And I look up. The baby takes like 9 to 14, I think, 9 to 10, somewhere in that range of days. And they do have ground nests. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how old this baby is, but I really need it to fly soon. We had an appointment, so we had to go out for a couple hours. And we come back and I see the mockingbird adults. The baby is not there. I see the mockingbird adults in the side. It's like lots of shrubs in between our house and the neighbor's house. And I think the way they were acting, I think they had moved the baby in there. And I just hope the baby bird is okay. So anyway, that was the excitement of my day and why I couldn't film this earlier when the light was good. All right. Thanks, everyone.